Continuing with our discussion on character functions, we have the function ispunct, and you can see from the prototype that this function returns an integer and takes as argument integer as well. Remember, ch would be defined as character in our code, but of course converted internally to integer when this function is called. Returns a non-zero or true if the character is a punctuation character, otherwise returns 0 or false. But what is a punctuation character? And in C, any character that is not alphanumeric or a space is a punctuation character. Write code to remove all punctuation characters from a string and print out the resultant string. So let's now go to code blocks and we start a new file. Hashtag include stdio.h and hashtag include stdlib.h because we use the exit function. Hashtag include string.h for the strlen function, and hashtag include ctype.h where ispunct comes from, int main. And the variables we need are char str1. Let's make that 80 bytes and int counter equal to 0. Right, now printf, enter a string, and we'll use fgetS str1, 79, stdin. Flush the buffer, right? And then what we'll do is while ctr is less than strlen of str1, right? So as long as counter is less than string length, what we'll do is we say if not ispunct str1 of ctr. So if each character is not a punctuation, then we just print that character. So put char str1 of ctr. And then of course ctr plus plus to move on to the next character. And exit 0 to end the program. Let's run this. Enter some letters, spaces, numbers, special characters, and some punctuation marks. Press enter, and we are left with the output, which is the letters, spaces, and the numbers. Right? Moving on to lower, this function again takes as argument an integer and returns an integer as well. Returns the lowercase equivalent of the character is letter, so it's going to return the ASCII code, remember. So what if the character is not a letter? In that case, the character is returned unchanged. It could be a number, it could be a lowercase character itself, right? To upper, again returning an integer there and taking as argument an integer as well. As we know, ch would be converted internally to integer, though it would be defined as character in our code. Returns uppercase equivalent of the character if the character is a letter, otherwise returns the character unchanged. Isspace, as you can see, this function too returns an integer and takes as argument an integer as well. Returns non-zero or true if the character is a space or horizontal tab or vertical tab or a form feed or a carriage return or a new line character, otherwise returns 0 or false. Write code to accept a string and remove spaces as well as punctuation characters. Convert all lowercase characters to uppercase. So let's go back to code blocks and we start a new file. Now, since this is going to be the same, what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this code and bring that in here, right? And here we say if not ispunct and not is space str1 of ctr, then put char str1 of ctr. Right, so we're removing punctuation and any spaces that may be present. Let's run this now. ABCD, space, some numbers, some special characters, and some punctuation marks as we know them. And there we have these characters printed, right, without all of these. But what about being in uppercase? So for that, we just say put char to upper of str1 of ctr, and that's all. Now we run this again. And there you have the output, right? As you can see, the characters, or the letters rather, are returned in uppercase and the numbers unchanged. Moving on. We have isxdigit, again returning an integer, taking as argument integer as well, returns true or non-zero if the character is a hexadecimal digit, otherwise returns 0 or false. Accept 5 characters to a standard stream and report them as being hexadecimal or not. So let's now go back to code blocks and start a new file. Hashtag include stdi.h, hashtag include stdlib.h, and hashtag include ctype.h. Int main, and here all we need is character ch and int counter equal to 0. Right now, while ctr is less than 5, we have printf, enter any character, and then let's use getch, so we'll include conio.h, and here we say ch equal to get. And then if isxdigit, pass in ch as the argument, then printf else printf, and of course counter plus plus, increment counter, and exit 0 to end the program. So let's run this. Let's try G is not a hexadigit. What about F is a hexadigit? What about 3 is a hexadigit? 9 is a hexadigit. What about Z is not a hexadigit? So why do you think G is not a hexadigit and Z is not a hexadigit but F is? Well, that's because the hexadecimal system runs 0 to 15, 0 to 9 are the numbers, 10 to 15 are the letters A to F. That's all for today. In the next session, we'll be writing code to mimic the functionality of the backspace key and the arrow keys. Till then, take care, stay safe. Bye.